I don't know if this hat's gonna make it.
Take it off.
She's cute, but let me see.
You're sweating already, and you're gonna be wiping it. Take her off.
Let me hold. I want to hold on to it for a minute.
And
See,
then you take it off. You're gonna need
the people.
rag.
The people are gonna see you're abusing. You're abusing.
I haven't touched you.
You're about to reach up and grab it. The camera shows you're about to do it.
You're not taping this.
Yes, I am.
It's gonna be taken out.
No, it won't. No. See,
That's
poor me.
That's a setup.
You think he's the?
You're setting me up.
You think he's the one? Did I make him almost reach up and grab my hat?
I'm being set up.
I
didn't know I was being recorded.
I feel threatened. Oh, you didn't know you were being recorded,
No.
so you were behaving in a certain way that you shouldn't be behaving.
How?
You almost reached up and grabbed my hat and touched my person without my permission.
So I can't touch you?
That's not what I said.
That's what it sounds like to be.
That's not what I said. Anyway.
Is it or isn't it?
Anyway, welcome to Two Grooves.
In a pod.
I'm Cleo.
And I'm Shannon.
And hey, y'all, this is episode 11. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
It just seems like the other day we were sitting against a curtain with bad lighting, poor seats. Just said, hey, let's just do it. And that's what you got to do, people. If you have a dream, if you have an idea, don't wait for it to be perfect. It still ain't perfect over here.
I wouldn't call it bad.
Oh, I would. but that's okay. That's okay, though.
We did the best we could.
We did the best. I don't know if we did the best we could, but we just jumped into it. Because we were just feeling like doing it, and we just said, let's do it.
Because I could have changed my mind at any time.
You could have changed your mind. I could change my mind anytime, too.
True. But we did it.
But we did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I probably shocked you, didn't I?
I did think a little bit that you were just full of talk.
What did you want to say? Repeat that.
That you were just talking.
Oh, okay.
Right? But,
well,
hey.
I was talking a little.
When you first said, hey, we should do a podcast together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't think you were going to take me up on it so soon. I thought you'd give me a little bit of time to get my head into it. And
oh, child, we don't have time for all that.
True.
Getting our heads into it.
Yeah, I know better for you.
So, man, there's just really so much to talk about, and I'm not sure which way to go. But let's just start with, we both have had people telling us that they found the podcast like in their For You. It's been coming through like people we know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which to me is a little different than somebody you don't know. Matter of fact, I had a student come up to me and say, you came up through my For You page, but I'm worried about me coming up in your For You page. He said, I blocked another professor that happened to. I said, well, child, go ahead and block me. I don't want to ruin your creativity. You worried about me seeing what you're going to do, and I probably don't want to see it no way. So go ahead and block me.
Oh, really?
So you don't see me coming through on your feed.
So why are you friends?
We're not friends.
Oh.
Or maybe, I don't think we are. I don't follow students on social media. So, but just sometimes it just comes through.
Oh, okay.
Maybe because we're in the same town.
You're friends of other friends.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I don't know. But it begs the question, though, do you think the more people you know, that we know, who are watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, that you're going to get that you're going to be less likely to give the goods, to talk freely?
So you think I'm going to filter what I...
Yeah. Or no, I'm not. I don't think you are. I'm asking, what do you think you're going to do?
It's in the back of my mind a little bit, but I don't think it's going to keep me from talking freely.
Okay.
This is new to me, but I'm learning to communicate better and more. Mm-hmm. And you're helping because it's comfortable. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's not forced. Mm-hmm. So it's good. Yeah. But I think I'm my authentic self. Mm-hmm. I'm not holding back, Not too much, but
Yeah.
I'm forthcoming.
But,
How about you?
well, there's risks. There's risks involved when you are transparent. If you talk about your life, if you listen to episode 10, or is it episode 9? It's episode 9
Is
because
it?
it's out now.
Okay.
We're recording episode 11 before episode 10 comes out.
Okay.
So it's episode 9. And that's the episode that I edited it because
Got in trouble.
a friend of mine, former friend maybe, we'll talk about that too. Because she's not a friend of mine no more, so
Don't. I wouldn't say that.
well, we can talk about that too. So I had edited it, and so I got to tell the story, okay? Because this person,
So aren't you putting focus on it again?
well, now it's my story,
Okay.
right? The whole point was me not.
It was always your story.
It was always my story, but the whole point was me saying I do not want to share stories that really it's someone else's, and it's going to get them in trouble in some kind of way or cause them harm in any kind of way.
Okay.
Now, if it's just nice, light gossip, whatever.
That's what I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was too, but this person took it as it not being light gossip.
Okay.
So, with that in mind, so King, after I edited the video, sent me a clip, like a clip of the part where I said, okay, I took it out, but, I think she's overreacting or whatever. And he basically said to me that, I'm going to sum it up. He said that I wasn't taking his feelings into account, that I didn't care about his feelings, that, since I've gotten married, I didn't have time for him, or our relationship has changed. And essentially he was saying, goodbye, so long to the friendship, is what he essentially said in the text message to me. And I did not reply to the text message. I just simply blocked him on all social media, on my phone and everything else. So, because to me, if someone opens the door to walk out, I'm going to close it behind them. If you open the door and say, I'm leaving, okay, girl, there's the goodbye mat. Door's locked. See yourself stage left.
Okay.
Exit pursued by a bear. Shakespeare. But
Okay.
I see there's something on your mind that you want to say.
I'm concerned about the friendship.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about the statement about how you've changed since you've gotten married. That's
Are you feeling guilty?
no. No. That's your friendship.
So what are you feeling? What's your feeling? Why you say you're concerned about the statement?
I'm concerned about you and your friendship because I think it's a good one. But I don't. It reflected something in one of my friendships when someone said something similar about changing after you and I've met and went on this journey together in life. Married, dating, all of that. And I don't think it's fair because it's not true.
Well,
for me. But that person, I give them their own perspective. I honor that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've changed. I think I've been the same.
Y'all gonna have to bear with us. We are going to go down this rabbit hole. Now, you are supposed to change. When you are supposed to change in life. When you get married, that is a change. I cannot have the same kind of intimate, and I don't mean that in a sexual way, relationship with my friends that I had before I met my husband or before me and my husband started dating, because I'm giving them that energy. If I work all day, giving energy all day, so that's like 70%. If I give the other 30 to them, or 20 to them, then who getting the rest?
I get that
You see what I'm
part.
saying? So there has to be some changes. If I used to give them 20, well, girl, now you're going to get 15, probably more, 10, like 10, right? You probably get more like 10. It changes. It doesn't mean you don't love anymore. Like I have, my best, dearest friend. He is busy with life, going through life, and there are times I think about, I wish he and I could kiki more and talk on the phone more. But I also understand that because I know him, he needs his energy. And I know him that sometimes when there's not a lot of great things to report, he don't want to have to, fake that or whatever. And so I respect that. So to me, I think the thing about saying that our relationship changed because you and I are together was really kind of a load of horse. But I think what really upset him was the fact that while I edited the video, I was not sorry about the video. I wasn't sorry about the initial post because I didn't think it was damaging. And I think that's the real question.
I didn't think it was damaging at all.
And that's the
But
question.
that's me outside looking in.
Right. Like and to be fair, you could be totally biased. And I recognize that. So to me, it's like I can be apologetic for how something I did made you feel and take action against it, right?
But you did.
But I can still have a perspective on it, or a feeling about it. And my feeling and my perspective on it was that you was overreacting. It wasn't that big a deal. Girl, chill. Okay. I didn't say those words to you, but that was my feeling. That was my attitude. I was a little cavalier about it. I admit it. So the question is, was I wrong for not expressing deep remorse because he felt upset about the situation? And I'm gonna sit there.
I don't. I don't know. I think when someone is upset, they want you to give more, and it's probably never going to be more for them from you. So I think you just have to take it for all it's worth and kind of move on and maneuver around it. And just, all you can do is apologize. And if they can accept it, great. If they don't, it's out of your hands.
But go ahead.
But as long as you nurture the intent of what you said and how it went out, and I think you took corrective action against it, that should have been enough. But that's.
But I think he was upset that I even talked about the corrective action. But I said, King was upset that I posted the video, and girl, I took it down, and it wasn't a big deal. Da 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 da. Like he was upset about that too.
Okay. So then, going forward, we can't really talk about King in a way that he.
But here's the thing: he didn't even want to be. He's had a problem, even though no one knows who he is and what it's about, of just even being like, just thought about on the podcast. And to me, that's unreasonable. And it's not going to happen. If something naturally comes up, in the future, like right now, it'll happen. And any lawyer who watches it will be like, girl, nobody knows it's you. Matter of fact, you're probably only going to bring attention to it by talking about it.
Right.
So just go on, turn it off, don't watch it. No one knows it's you. Like if you don't ever watch this, you'll never be affected by it. And I think maybe ultimately what bothered him more than anything was just the thought that people had these kind of feelings about him. And maybe it's the fact that he was living in a fantasy that you and I don't have these kind of conversations about people. Like married people don't talk about their friends to each other, which we do. They do. Everybody who's friends with somebody who's married, they're talking about you. If they do, and that doesn't mean negatively. It just means you're in their circle. They're going to talk about, you're going to come up in the conversation.
Well, that's one of the issues I have with a friend too. He seems to think that I should never talk about anything about him, and that's just not fair.
Yeah.
And it's not realistic. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's kind of idiotic to think that, someone you're dating, especially married to, living together, that you're not going to talk about your friends a little bit, not deep, dark secrets. We don't talk about everything. There are a lot of things I don't know about your friends.
Yes.
A lot of things you don't know about mine.
Of course.
Or family members that you'll probably never know if
Exactly.
they're deep, dark secrets and they swear me not to tell. But on the surface things, yes. Or if it's something that's affecting us, our union, there are some things, I need to slow down on or stop with my interaction with my friend or family member. Then we'll talk about that kind of things.
Sure.
But it's lighthearted kind of things. That's fair game.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. I agree. And I'm sorry. Listen, I hate, if you're watching, friend, I still love you. And I would like to have the friendship if you can just accept it is what it is. But I don't think he can, because I think now he's like, everything I say to you is that could possibly end up on the podcast. I mean, maybe.
Depends.
Unless
if it's juicy enough.
Unless it's like, listen, girl, please do not say this on the podcast. And I would honor it, like, girl, we will have a conversation. Girl, are you seriously? This is not a big deal. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we will have a conversation about it. I wouldn't just, ignore your wishes or
we're
whatever.
We're not malicious. We're not.
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
Bad people.
Yeah.
We're not just spreading gossip about, friends.
Yeah.
In an intimate way. No.
Yeah. No way. So, but anyway,
are you okay? I mean, I'm worried about you, because not about you like that, because you're strong enough to handle your stuff.
Yes.
And stand by what you believe in.
Yes.
That I'm not worried about.
Yes.
For me, as I'm getting older, friendships matter. That's all.
Oh, gotcha.
That's all. But if it's something that needs to go, sometimes, hey, it needs to go, or it needs to change, like you said. And that's okay.
Listen, I'll just say this. I'm trying to keep it respectful. I'm gonna keep it respectful. I'll just say I'm fine.
No, be honest. I'm not trying to push anything up, but
No, I'm saying, listen. I'm saying, listen. The fact of the matter is, not all friendships and relationships are indispensable, no matter how much you value them. Some things you have been tolerating for a long time, where it's like people who only call you to share their life, people who don't call you to hear your life. So I'm not saying this is the case with the person we're talking about.
Good point.
But if you're someone who only calls me just to tell me about your life, am I going to miss that? Am I going to miss that? Not this girl.
You're going to miss it a little bit, because that's been the norm then, right?
What you tolerate because you see the good in people, and you see a light in them, and you want to, mentor them in some way, or like, you see value in the friendship. You do see value in the friendship,
right?
But you've seen enough to know also the place it is. And here's the biggest thing, and this just may be my cold, heartless heart. Okay?
I don't think it's that, but
if someone walks away from me, I'm cutting it off. Whatever that emotional feeling that I had, that thing, if you say to me, I'm good on you, no matter how kind you say it, because his words are very nice. It's been nice. I love you. But I guess we have to go our certain... Okay, girl, fine. That's a walk away. Whether you slam the door or close the door, you exit it. Okay?
Right.
And if you leave, It has always been my mantra. Don't come back, bitch. Don't come back.
Really?
And may the good Lord hit you with the door hit you with a good Lord split you. What about really?
I mean, some people walk away because they're not in the right place at that time, and stuff happens.
I'm not talking about.
I'm
not talking about. I'm mad and I need to like walk out the room to go to like decompress.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. What if
I'm
someone says,
leaving.
okay, that's it. I'm done. Communication done with friendship, everything.
Not tolerating.
Right.
I'm not tolerating that. Okay. Don't play those kind of games with me. Don't use the end of our relationship as a trump card in an argument.
To make you feel bad or whatever.
To make me, don't leave. Mm-hmm. Girl, bye. Because if you fixed your mouth to say it, you're thinking about it. Okay? Listen, kids, young gays, pull up. Pull up to the table and let Uncle tell you something right now, okay?
Okay, that's a good...
Pull up to the table.
That's a good point.
Don't let nobody use
True.
Ending your relationship as a trump card, as a point of discussion when they really want to stay. That's manipulation.
Yeah.
And someone who's trying to manipulate you like that, girl, you need to cut her out of your life. And if you're somebody who does that, you a piece of okay. And you need to watch yourself. Find another way to express yourself, express your emotions. As you can see, I'm passionate about this because I don't play. I feel like that's you playing in my face when you do that.
It is.
Especially if you don't mean it. And you try to come back. When we first got together, I told you, I don't know if you remember this, but I said to you, I make a point to never say nothing to you in anger that I can't stand by when the argument is over. Now, so I'm not going to call you out your name. I'm not going to talk about your best friend, your family, your whatever. I'm not going to say nothing crazy like that I can't stand behind when the argument is over. I'm going to keep it on the argument and the issue at hand. Now, if I start to go there, I'm shutting myself up. If at anything I'm going to apologize for, it's going to be because it's going to be for how I said it. I apologize for how I've said things. I shouldn't have said it like that. Whatever. You know what I mean? Or I was in a bad mood and I was curt or something like that.
We've done that. We've come back, or I'll come back to you saying, "Hey, I was in a place. Forgive me about my tone." Mm-hmm. So we've done that, but we both talked about at the beginning about having disagreements fairly, and not hurting each other, or walking down a road that we cannot return from.
Yes, because you cannot. If you, girl, you say to your man, you're in the middle of an argument. He's getting you. He's besting you, and you turn around and say, "Well, F you and your little lip."
No.
Girl, you can't come back.
No.
And even if he pretend, it's okay.
I was just mad.
And your man, his heart is broken. His heart is broken.
Right.
And every time you try to, come here with your big monster. No, that's not how you feel about it. You feel like it's a little lip, blah, blah, blah. That's how you really feel.
Yes. Certain things, you say, have a lasting effect.
Exactly.
And some things you just cannot rebound from.
And so that's in all relationships.
Yeah.
And so no matter, I don't know if like, for example, I don't know if my friend, because I'm still his friend. He don't have to be my friend. I'm still his friend. I'm not calling him. He's blocked, but I'm his friend in the spirit. But so when he walked out and that way, well, girl, I don't know if she was anticipating please don't
You'll
go.
find out.
Please don't.
They are going to reach out to you. It's just going to be some time.
Girl, if the road don't, guess I'll be moving on. Okay. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think.
You okay?
Quit asking me if I'm okay. Shit. I am excelente.
All right.
Muy bien. Dynamite.
Okay, let's move on.
All right. But let's answer that question though. Just generally speaking, does an apology matter if the person is not truly sorry?
No, I don't like someone apologizing just because I asked them to or because they feel like they have to.
But you're like,
I want it to have some meaning to it. You know what I mean? Because, like,
but what if
say
they,
for instance, like growing up, like when I would have a fight or something with my brothers and sisters, my parents would be like, "Okay, yo,
Apologize.
you don't make up."
Yeah.
That to me is so fake. You know, it's like I'm saying it because you won't hear it from me to that person, but
Right.
we still like, I hate you. I'm gonna pop you upside the head as soon as mom and dad leave.
Right.
For me, that was always fake.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
So, but you know, sometimes I can tell when someone is kind of heartfelt in an apology.
But if you say to, I mean, just use us for example. I mean, I just use my friend. But let's say, I spilt your Coke. It was your last Coke, and for some reason we couldn't get you another Coke. And you know, I'm sorry that I spilled the Coke, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. I spilled the Coke. Well, just drink some water. Mm-hmm. You know, if that was the attitude on it, would you be mad about that?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think apologies should be just flippant and just kind of lighthearted all the time.
So you're on my friend's side then.
No, that's different. It's about the topic.
Okay.
You're talking about a Coke, something small.
Right. So
Yeah.
if I spilled a drink. That's not a big deal.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay, it's not a big deal. Sorry, but I got you a water.
I wouldn't have an issue with that. What I'll have issue with is if it's a constant thing of you saying, I'm sorry for
But
this.
not.
What's the big deal? If you say that all the time,
Right.
you know what I mean?
That was my whole thing. That was
Yeah.
my whole thing. Sorry, what's the big deal?
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, another example, I had a friend, you know, that would visit all the time. Mm-hmm. And for me, you know, I'm Southern, so when I get up and I make my bed, that's a big thing.
Yes.
When you make your bed, it's all neat and stuff. But whenever he would come over, he would just jump on my bed.
Jump on your made up bed.
Made up bed.
Oh,
and just kind of just
rude.
lay there, wallow on it, whatever. And I hate that. I hate it. It was always an issue. Always. Why do I have to keep telling you something?
Right. Yeah. That was rude.
Yeah.
That was very rude.
And it's always like, what's the big deal? I'll straighten it up, but you're not straightening it up like me.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like hotel straight.
Yeah. It's just something, you know. But little things like that.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, in our house, we have tushies in every bathroom. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what a tushy is, it's a bidet. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what a bidet is, it's a little machine that shoots water up into your beehole and cleans it after you go number 2. Okay?
Yes. Right.
Now, I did not grow up with those.
No.
But I had been to hotels with them before, but never really used it. I didn't know what this was. But it was when I dated a guy. Actually, it's the guy I dated before I met you, who turned me on to tushies, to bidets at home, and this led me to another frame of thought.
Okay.
Do we meet people sometimes just to learn lessons from them? Do people sometimes come into our lives? They're not meant to come into our lives for maybe even a whole season or multiple seasons or years. They're just meant to come into your life to show you something, to teach you something, and to move on. And I feel like this guy came into my life to teach me about tushies.
That's all?
I can't think of anything else he taught me. No offense if you're watching.
But you dated the person. That's all?
Taught me?
I'm messing with you.
You know, so
Yeah.
So it made me think, when you think about your last ex before me, what was something that they taught you that you're like, oh, I may have not have learned about this, or this doesn't be a physical thing. It could be like a lesson, or it could be an experience or something? Like, what's something that, and it could be, even not even just the one right before me. It could be anyone. What's something that when you think about it, you're like, oh, my ex, John Boy taught me this. Thanks, John Boy.
Yeah, I think a lot of my previous friends or boyfriends taught me some things.
Okay,
Give me my last relationship taught me that I put my own needs over others.
You put your own needs
Yeah.
over other people's needs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
because
really?
it shouldn't have been a relationship I should have been in at all. But I wanted it so bad for the wrong reasons that I didn't care that it wasn't a good relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I should not have been in the relationship at all. And because I wanted it so bad for like the family aspect of it, I put my feelings on the back burner. I knew it wasn't right. I knew they were cheating. I knew that they didn't want me as much, but the fact that they had children, I wasn't want children. It was a family kind of setting that I tolerated not getting everything I wanted just for.
So it sounds like to me what you're saying is they taught you that you were willing to sacrifice yourself in an effort to get the fantasy that you wanted.
Yes.
It wasn't that you put yourself before others. It was that you sacrificed yourself.
Well, that too, but
in the quest for something.
Yeah, in the scheme of things, I did put myself before someone really important in their life.
Oh, okay.
So I broke up.
You moved somebody out of the way
Yes.
to get the thing that you wanted.
Correct.
Gotcha. Oh, he was leaving out the...
Well, I wasn't getting too deep about it.
You was leaving out the diva part. That's why.
I pushed someone else out of the way to get what I wanted, or what I thought I wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting. And so that's what, and you learned what, how to remove people from people's lives, and that's
That too.
Cold-blooded snake, look into his eyes.
Yeah, I was opportunistic, I would say. And looking back, I know it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. Well,
and I feel bad about doing that.
Brave of you to admit that.
Yeah.
That's very brave. What do you want to say to that man or woman that you did so dirty right now? Look into the camera and apologize.
I've apologized to them.
You apologized to them already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a good thing for me to do that. And, I knew it. But see, I knew it at the beginning. I knew it at the start. I knew it in the middle.
But you just saw what you wanted.
I saw what I wanted, and I let the wheels
I
roll.
can get this. I can get this. Yeah. It'll be worth it in the end if I get it.
I was just feeling good at the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was in the fantasy of it. But
so
I was still dying inside, though.
So what was the takeaway again? What was the lesson? That, like, were you better for it, or you just learned I'm capable of this, and I need to watch myself and make sure I don't indulge in this behavior? I learned that I'm capable of some darker things that I didn't think I was. I'm trying not to put words in your mouth.
It's a bunch of things.
It's a lot of
about
things. Okay.
Hurting other people, innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
It's about breaking up a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's about putting others' needs in front of mine too.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But
you can't break up a home that don't want to get broken.
That was my excuse.
But I mean, now you are not to say that you're not wrong. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't be wrong to like put yourself in a situation like it's like if somebody tried to come in between us and they started getting in one of our DMs and da 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 da. Is that inappropriate on their behalf? Yes, but it's on us if we let that work.
True.
It's not on that person doing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
So to me, it's on the person who said, like, if you should be on me if I don't check somebody and put them in their place. And so that man should have checked you and said, "What are you doing? You're taking this too far." Blah 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 blah. Whatever. But I appreciate your.
It wasn't a man, but yeah.
No. But you were after the man's. You moved the man's wife out of the way, or woman out of the way. So what I'm saying is that the man should have checked you,
Correct.
because he should have said, "You don't do her like that. Don't blah 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 blah." This is, But he wanted what he wanted too,
Yes.
and so he was a big part of the mess. But I understand what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I wasn't the pursuer, but I just let it happen. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
okay, this feels good.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah.
thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm sure it touched someone else out there listening.
Yeah, because it wasn't a very good, place
Right.
in my life.
Because we all know that you're a good person, and good people do bad things too sometimes.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
They do.
They do. So,
What's your favorite lip balm?
I've just been using the Vaseline.
Just straight out the jar?
Well, that too, or the Vaseline, the miniature ones that you have in your pocket, like what you have.
Like this?
Yeah, because
No, this is...
I can't do too many fragrances and stuff on my body, especially my lips and my face.
This is EOS Dry Lip Repair. This could be you too. Branded. Thank you, EOS.
We're going to get the commercials. They're coming. They're coming.
Okay, so... sorry. Oh, girl. I need a proper little stand for my phone here where all my notes are. Okay. So, we have some plans for this weekend. We are going to the Ponderosa, as I like to call it, my brother's and his fiance's home. They have a chateau somewhere in the country.
It's the village.
A village. It's a villa.
A compound. That's what it is.
In East Texas. And we're going there for Easter. And I'm trying to figure out, I got to text and say, what's the menu? What should I bring? Because we got to do something different. I can't make another delicious macaroni and cheese. I can't make a pound cake. But my people are also a little not adventurous when it comes to food for the holidays. People want what they know.
Old Faithful
is
is
the
always
tried and
great.
true, right? Don't come up in here with no new stuff for the holidays.
When I'm hungry. What's going on?
But I want to try some new stuff too.
Like what?
I have these cookbooks,
I know.
and maybe bring a nice, creamy Indian dish for Easter.
Not for your family.
Not for my family.
They're not ready.
They're not ready.
Well, some of your family like spicy, or no, right?
Oh, I can make it not very spicy. It's really more so about flavorful. It won't be spicy and hot. It'll be flavorful.
Well, I don't think a lot of your friends are into the Indian like we are.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do like some kind of Indian baked chicken, like keep it both in both worlds. Like bake some chicken, but have some Indian spices on it. That could be good.
Yeah, you can get a side dish of something that's not, in addition to, something that's, usual or routine.
Maybe I'll try my hand at the broccoli rice casserole, because my sister, I love you, but you're hit and miss on the broccoli rice casserole.
Your sister, it depends on how busy she is.
Yes.
If she's like working and got stuff going on,
Yeah.
I think she admitted to being a little like, I just really wasn't focused.
Yeah.
I ran out of time.
And I love a good broccoli rice casserole, but I haven't made one. So I may try my hand at that. But we got to figure out that. But I digress. Is there anything you want for the menu?
No, I'm open to anything. Yeah. I'm not, looking for anything in particular.
Okay. Well, moving on. So I was watching a TikTok, and this woman came on talking about, my father, he recently passed away, and the year before that, everyone was celebrating him and my mother's 50th wedding anniversary. everybody was going off. Oh my gosh, congratulations. You've been together 50 years. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, sorry, it was the mother who passed away. You've been together 50 years, blah, 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 blah. So the mother passes away. Maybe a year later, 6 months later, the father goes to the kids and says, I want to introduce you to your sister. Daddy had a whole other family. And the daughter said, that's probably why my mama was so mad all the time, because she knew that he had another family and didn't leave or couldn't leave. Who knows? That age, maybe he had all the money wrapped up in his accounts. Maybe she didn't work. Who knows? But that right there for me is why when people get on social media and they're like, me and my husband, we've been together. Me and my wife, we've been together. Me and my they, them, we've been together for 30 years. And I'd be thinking, but did they cheat? Did they cheat? I'm not, and I, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking, because to me, if they cheated, then it's tainted. I'm not saying it's good that I'm not saying that you didn't make it. You made it. You could have broken up. But to me, though, how you made it matters. Did you make it and he has a whole other family?
But that's for you, though. Maybe that...
It does matter. It's for everybody, because we will celebrate the making it in a different way. Because if you're like, oh, it's 50 years, and everybody's like, that motherfucker got a whole other different family over there. Congratulations, girl.
I mean, they stay married, so that is a congratulations.
Is it though?
But that was their pitfalls.
You stayed married and miserable. That's not a congratulations.
But that's not for you to say.
It is for me to say. If it's for me to say congratulations, it's also for me to say sad. That's sad. You stayed married to this man and you were unhappy.
But that was her journey, not yours.
It was, but I also can comment on the journey.
Okay. Well,
I not?
You can comment it,
okay.
But she probably was fine with it.
She wasn't. The daughter said that's why her mother was angry.
Her daughter doesn't know that for sure.
Well, she doesn't know for sure, but she knows what she knows.
She doesn't. Listen, I've heard of those stories a lot. Okay. Growing up, we're in that age where a lot of that stuff happened.
Yes.
You know, the daddy was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, and the mama didn't leave because mama ain't had shit to go to.
She had nowhere to go.
Right. That's not a congratulations. That's I'm sorry for you, miss.
It could be.
I'm sorry for that woman.
Maybe she loved him.
Had to. Yeah, I'm sure she did, but she also was broke and she couldn't go nowhere, and that's why she was mad and angry all her life, knowing that this man, when he went off for 2 weeks, it wasn't a work trip. He was reigniting with his other family.
I mean, but some people live like that.
Yeah, I dated a guy
like
who had that experience. His father had a whole other family, and he resented his father for that when he found out about that later, and all this kind of stuff. And he asked his mother why she stayed with him, and she said, yes, because I loved him, and yes, I'll be mad at him, and yes, I'll cuss him out, blah, 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 blah. But she stayed because...
She wanted to.
Because I don't know what she wanted to. Maybe it was because she had 2 kids, and she didn't want to be a single mother.
Well, I guess all of that, right?
You know?
So... sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I don't think it's for other people to judge. I think sometimes when, parents make a decision to stay together, it's for whatever reason. And it's for them to decide whether it's good or bad. I know that outside looking in, we're like, oh, that was horrible. How could he do that to the woman or vice versa? But I just think it's, maybe I'm conditioned because I've heard about it or seen it for a long time, like growing up. There's so many side families.
I think you've just been exposed to a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's you having a trauma response. And y'all let me know if you think I'm gaslighting Shannon in the comments. Let me know. But
I could care less. I said what I said. No, really. I think, sometimes it's bad. Some people don't take it very easy. And I've seen some women like, oh, hell no, I'm out of here. And they leave. Or they kick the man out or whatever the case is. But I've seen some that work. for whatever reason,
Yeah.
however
What
they
is
got
work?
it work.
What is work? Like, I don't know if you read Viola Davis's book. In Viola Davis's book, she talks about how her dad cheated on her mom a lot, and he beat her a lot, and she stayed. She stayed to the end. He beat her to the point where they thought he was going to kill her at one point, and she still stayed. And in the end, they were there for each other in their last days. And I think the mom, I can't remember who died before who, but whatever the case may be, they still were like, honoring their memory, and it was like, behaving like all that other stuff had not happened. That is, to me, making it together to the end like that, that is not a success, because the success was messed up when you was beating me to a pulp all during our 20s and 30s and 40s. Like, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying that I condone it.
I'm not saying
I'm
you
just saying I've
condone
seen it
either.
and I've seen.
But I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
it just begs the question: what is a congratulations kind of marriage? You made it. What is the congratulations? And of course, I'm not saying we're going to answer that in the next 5 minutes, but I don't know. For me, yeah, it's not saying that you don't have any, that you never hurt each other. It's not. I'm not saying that, but there's certain ways you hurt people that I just don't see how people stick that through. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think times are different.
you punched me square in my face, girl. It's over.
Yeah, when you think about it, the times, I mean, in our lives, we saw it because, again, women didn't have a lot of rights. They couldn't go out and make a living. Yeah. And as black folks, the court systems really weren't on their side. So it's kind of like you stay because that's all you can do to survive.
I understand.
And you have the children here. He's here. At least he's paying the bills. He's a low down dirty dog, but I have my children.
Yeah. And that's very much a congratulations for you lived, you made it through life, but your marriage is a
right.
womp womp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not good, but
it's like people. I guess I keep going back to the Carters. The well documented cheating. Of Jay-Z on Beyonce, and how so many other celebrity women have divorced their men who did those things, and it's just really interesting to see a woman, who's so strong, perceivably like Beyonce. She worked through it, and I guess on some level, it's like y'all worked through it. He confessed and owned it. To me, that's the part that makes the marriage come around to being successful, because as public as he embarrassed her, he owned it as publicly, right? He owned it in an interview with Jay Leno. He rapped about it several songs on the albums. Like, he has owned it. He's owned it, and to me, he's had significant enough of penance. He paid, I mean,
having an apology is great, but
I'm sure there was other penance that we've seen, but I'm just saying, I feel like it was big apology, just like the big cheating.
okay.
And Salon whooped his butt in the elevator, so there's that too.
I just think it's all about the money and the perception.
And don't want to have a divorce.
Yeah.
Family. I mean, maybe. I mean, let's face it. We already settled this a long time ago. You don't like Beyonce, so
I did not say that.
I don't want to get into.
Don't say. I did not say that.
Oh, what? Oh, sorry. What?
It was all about the music.
Oh,
a lot of her stuff isn't.
You didn't like her last album.
I didn't.
The
I
Carter.
hated it.
Oh, I just thought he didn't like it. I didn't know he hated it. Okay. All right. So, well, anyway,
I hated it,
he hates
sorry.
Beyonce, so that's.
I did not say that.
Don't come for him. Don't come for him.
I love Beyonce.
Beehive.
Not all her stuff is Grammy
No one's perfect.
Potential.
No one's perfect.
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
Am I?
I like Beyonce.
Oh, okay, there
I
you
don't
go.
think
He likes
I think she's
Beyonce.
overrated. Some of her newest stuff. That's all. Close your mouth. We've talked about this. Stop acting brand new. Stop acting. Yeah, she is.
Only thing that's stopping
Especially on
me.
this last album. This Carter thing was trash to me.
Just stop. Just stop it. Gosh, we want to have followers.
I'm messing
please.
with you.
Don't
Sorry.
listen to him. Don't
No.
listen to him.
I like Beyonce. It's just.
I love Beyonce. I'm a member of the Beehive officially. Bzz. So, listen, don't fault me. I didn't know this about him when we were dating. He held this to his chest. So I don't know. Who knows how things would have went? He would have confessed this on the first
Same
day.
way. The same way.
Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, thank y'all so much for listening to the podcast. We have, let's me see. Let's look at here right now and see how many followers we have. I'm just addicted to Spotify.
It should be climbing.
I'm like, what is Spotify? Spotify is like everything else. Instagram
I don't know why you
has really
worried about Spotify.
boosted. We're up 3 followers. We have 22 followers on Spotify. Thank y'all so much.
What about IG though? We got more than IG though.
On Instagram, we have, let's see here right now. Let's see. Here we go. Let me find her.
Not everybody goes to Spotify.
On Instagram, we have 410 followers on Instagram. Thank you.
Which may drop since the Beyonce.
Yeah, it's
comment.
going to totally drop. Please don't drop because of
I'm
him.
sorry, Beehive.
Don't. I'll sting him tonight. All right. Let me see. And on the YouTube, which really kind of counts-ish, we have like 30 on YouTube.
Okay.
So thank y'all for listening. Subscribe. It would be really nice if we could go into the month of June with like 200 subscribers. Is that too much?
No, it's not too much.
200 subscribers on Spotify. 200. I feel like a pastor at church.
Don't beg for money.
I'm not yet. Can we please get to 200? Share with your friends. Preach the gospel of 2 grooms in a pod. To follow us on Spotify podcasts. Please. Why? Just because.
We're fabulous.
We're fabulous. We're here to make you laugh, make you think a little bit. Someone recommended that we go on tour. How do you feel about that? Like going on tour? What does that mean? Oh,
I don't know.
gay prides. Hello, gays. Call us. You can. I don't know. We have an email. It's
We have emails.
groomsandapod at gmail.com. I haven't logged in.
Have you checked it?
Girl, it could be packed for all I know. 2groomsandapod at gmail.com. Or even better, DM us at 2groomsandapod on Instagram. TWO. Grooms in a pod on Instagram. Get in the DMs.
Yes.
Get in the DMs with the topic requests.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I was telling you, one of our listeners, I'm not going to say your name because I don't want you to be outed, said our topic that requested they asked for us to talk about. We talked about it and the advice we gave. They said they really appreciated it. So, hey, it's our pleasure to do that.
Yes.
Yes. We love interacting with people who are listening to the podcast. Like that is like the most fun thing.
We definitely want to talk about things that you care about or want to hear about. So
yeah,
that's important.
All righty. Ta for now.
Bye.
Look, my elbows are greased. It's lovely. Hands not ashy.
You got it.
Got it.
This time.
Boop.